going on, everybody? This is Mattdoesfitness, and there are three types of people in this world. Those who can count, and those who can't. Okay, this is my bench press highlights from week 1 of my 6th cycle. I've hit the end of my first week and it's been pretty good. Kind of started off a little bit worried because of the previous 3 days when I first came back, which could not have sucked anymore, but things are definitely going in the right direction. So here is my first bench press session of the week. It was 4 sets of 5, 127.5 kilos, 281 pounds, and it was pretty decent. You see there, sorry, the weight's moving really well. This was pretty much the theme of the week. All my bench press sessions really felt decent. So I feel like, to be honest, I mean, you'll see in the last session, but by the end of this week, like where I am now, I feel like I'm pretty much where I was before I left. So that's obviously very promising. I mean, it's a bit weird. That is kind of exactly what I experienced when I went away last summer. So in, I think it was August time, I think, I went to Slovenia, Italy last year. Didn't train for the best part of 2.5 weeks. And my bench press was almost exactly where it was when I came back, as it was before I left. So I don't know whether that means that maybe I'm not having enough rest, and obviously having that rest is obviously helping me out. I don't know, but you know, obviously it's a good thing because it means that I'm not going to have to waste too much time getting back to where I want to be. So here is the third set. I mean, again, you see I have the odd kind of ugly rep. I'm still trying to establish the best kind of bar path for me. Sometimes I come down a little bit too low down my chest. Other times I come down too high, and you'll see it because I kind of stumble a bit. On the occasions where I bring it down too high or low, I tend to I almost throw it over my head because I'm kind of off balance. So you can see where that issue is, but it's definitely something that I'm ironing out. And like I said, a lot of the time I'll hit a rep really smoothly and it goes up really easy. So I feel like, I'll say it now, I'm very confident by the end of this cycle I will be hitting a PR. So obviously that's very positive. We'll see what if it does actually come to pass, but I'm very confident on that front. Now, session wise, like I said, this is 127.5 kilos, 281 pounds, which is a session I've done, it would have been like, I guess, a few weeks before we left. So it's not really that much of a regression. And like I said, I'm going to be back where I was very soon. So I don't really feel like I've lost anything at all, which is an absolute result. Maybe if I just stop doing bench press for like 6 months, in theory, I'll improve. Probably not going to try that theory out, but it is one that could be potentially interesting. Okay, accessory work wise, bodybuilding type stuff, I'm doing here some incline press. A very kind of interesting discovery I've made here. And when I say discovery, I already knew this. My overhead strength is so weak, it is laughable. Like, that obviously is, still a kind of a bench press essentially, but obviously it's much steeper angle. So bringing far more shoulders into it, and the drop off from my regular bench to that is pretty astounding. It's crazy how weak my shoulders are, and it makes me think if I could rectify that, if I could make my shoulders stronger, that could potentially have a massive knock-on effect on my bench press. But it is something I am trying to achieve over time. Anyway, there I'm doing some machine kind of dips. I like to do those fairly heavy, just something different from my triceps. Obviously you don't get a massive range of movement, but it's just, I feel like for me, I feel like it's kind of almost targeting the lockout portion of my bench press, because you're really overloading that last kind of fraction of range of movement, which is obviously, like I said, important when you are trying to lock out. Now, anyway, here is my second session. This is my rep kind of recovery session. So I do 12 reps, and then an AMRAP set. And I dropped the weight back down to 100 kilos, so 221 pounds. I was up to 110 kilos, which is, what was that, 240 something, almost 250 pounds before I left. And I think in hindsight, I kind of played it a bit too safe here. I mean, that first set there was ridiculously easy. Like, I did 12 reps, and I felt like I could have carried going on all day long. And you'll see the last set in a minute. I think I got like 17 or 18 reps. So yeah, I mean, like I said, in hindsight, I should have gone up a bit heavier. I kind of realised it after the first set, but I thought I'll just stick with it anyway. I am finding with some of my sessions that I feel like I could probably do a bit more, but I'm trying to be sensible, and I'm thinking, obviously, this is I've got to run a whole cycle here, so I want to have something left in me so I can continue to progress, which is why some of the sessions are probably a little bit easier than they could have been. Anyway, so here is the AMRAP set now. Like I said, I think I forget now, 17 or 18 reps. You can count if you want to. Although I'm going to make it really hard for you to count by saying 6, 2, 4, 7, 7, 1, 2, 21, 18, 3, 3, 4, 11, 1, 2. There is no way you've maintained counting there, I'm pretty sure. You'll see also, rather embarrassingly, I actually had to bail out of the rep, which is the first time I've ever done it in this gym, and it's the first time I've ever done it in a rack. So here is going to be a demo of how to escape from a bench press when you are in a power rack, because obviously it's not ideal. So here, I think that was like 16 or 17. Go for another one here rather greedily. Literally had nothing left. The lactic was kind of overtaking me. But you see there, don't panic, don't freak out. The key to this, always, failing any rep, do not freak out. Let's be logical, get it done sensibly. There you go. All you got to do, obviously you would normally chuck it over your legs. You can't do it because there's a rack in the way. So just sit there, just slide your bum back a bit. Then you can jump out from under it, and then you can deal with it when it's on the bench. So do that, alright? Do not be a weirdo, don't freak out, don't scream, don't shout mom or dad like that kid did in the other video where you get stuck under the bench press. Just relax and just deal with it like a man. Right, here is my bodybuilding type stuff. So I'm doing some dumbbell shoulder press. I say heavy, it's not heavy because my shoulders are weak, but for me it's relatively heavy. I think I did 4 sets of kind of 6 to 8 reps there, fairly like I said, fairly heavy. I'm trying to kind of improve my shoulder strength. I said it earlier. I feel like if I could get my shoulders really strong, or just at least on a par with people who have a similar bench press to me, I feel like my bench press would fly up, because it's obviously a big weakness. But then it makes me think, do shoulders really matter? I mean, if my shoulders are this weak and I can bench press what I can, do they even matter? Who knows? I'll find out, I guess, when my shoulders get stronger. Anyway, so I saw that I did some lateral dumbbell raises, and then I think I did like one other shoulder exercise, maybe some front raises, and that was my session. Like I said, in the middle session of the week, I always do purely shoulder-based bodybuilding work, because it works out nicely. It means that chest and triceps get worked twice, shoulders get worked once, there's no big overlaps, and everything has a chance to recover. Right, here is my third and final session of the week. This is 5 sets of 3 with a pause. Forgot to say the first session was... is this a pause? It is. This is a live discovery. I did this wrong. The first session of the week was touch and go. This was meant to be, the first session of the week was pause. This was meant to be touch and go. I've just realised that I forgot this, and this was actually pause as well. So I've ended up doing a double pause session, which is slightly awkward, but to be honest, it's actually a good thing, because it means that I progressed slightly faster than I planned, which I'm not going to complain about. Anyway, it is 5 sets of 3, 137.5 kilos, 303 pounds, and like I said, I did it with a pause. It wasn't meant to be touch and go, because my setup with bench press is that I'll do a session first with touch and go, and the following week I'll try and hit it with a pause. If I get it, I then up the weight, do a touch and go again, get that, do it again with a pause, and so on. It obviously gives me slightly longer to adapt, and it means that I'm doing both touch and go and pause in my training, which I think is really important. It's something that I've learned in the last few months. Anyway, this session here was the best session of the week, possibly my best session since I've come back. I felt really good. The first couple of sets in particular were moving ridiculously easily. This is over 300 pounds, so to be getting it, like the first rep of each set, I was just throwing up. I felt like it was nothing. So, like I said, I feel like I'm definitely where I was before I left. I reckon I could have got these sets of 3 for more than what I'm doing here. I mean, the best I've ever done is 309 pounds. So what I will say is that probably within 2 weeks, I'll be doing a session set and rep PR, which obviously should, in theory, translate to a single PR at the end of a cycle. So exciting times are afoot. I will be holding a bench press PR party, probably be in my nan's basement. So if you want to come to that, just let me know in the comment section below, and I will get an invite out to you ASAP. Right, here is my bodybuilding type accessory work. I decided to do triceps first. I always do chest and triceps in my first and last bench press session of the week. I tend to do chest first, but here I thought I'd mix it up, do my triceps first, give them a little bit of priority, and it was good. I did a lot of sets of these, so I'm doing some overhead barbell tricep extensions. I think I did like 8 sets in the end. I was using the fixed kind of mini barbells that are on the rack, and I literally just went the whole way down the rack. So I started at the top and just worked my way down until I literally got to I was doing like, I think 5 kilos, so like about 15, like a 10, 15 pound barbell I was doing at the end, which was very embarrassing. Had anyone come in at that moment and saw me kind of grinding out reps with a 15 pound barbell, would have been pretty funny, but luckily no one did, and I deleted the footage, which is gone forever. And then I finished the session with some decline machine chest press in which I felt all kinds of chest engagement. All kinds. I think I did like 4 sets, with the 4th set being a drop set, which I'm all over at the moment. Drop set is going to become my middle name, because I love them. Okay, that was my session, and that was my week of bench press. So, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe as always, and I will see you tomorrow.